I call the meeting to order and welcome everyone to the December 16, 2024 City of Kalispell Council meeting. Can I have a roll call, please?
Councillor Hunter.
Here.
Councillor Nunnally.
Here.
Councillor Carlson.
Here.
Councillor Gabrielle. Councillor Graham.
Here.
Councillor Dowd.
Here.
Councillor Dahlman.
Here.
Councillor Fisher.
Here.
Mayor Johnson.
Here, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Graham, can you lead us?
I pledge
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Our agenda in front of us. Look to council for approval. Nunnally.
Make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
Second, thank you, Ms. Carlson. All in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
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 Opposed, like sign. Motion carries. There's 3 items on the consent agenda this evening. The first are the council minutes from the November 25th and December 2nd meetings. The second is award bid for 2025 inflow and infiltration mitigation project. This item considers awarding the project to Standard Drain Cleaning LLC for $424,837.50. And the third item is award bid for a used solid waste truck. This item considers awarding this bid to Tom's Truck Sales in the amount of $205,000. Is there any comment on any of the 3 items on the consent agenda? Seeing none, look to council for a motion. Mr. Nunnally.
Move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Second, thank you, Mr. Fisher. All in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
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 Opposed, like sign. Motion carries. We don't have a committee report this evening, so at this point in time, I'll open the meeting for public comment for any items that are not on the agenda this evening. If you want to step forward and give your comments to the council, we'll take those into the record.
Good evening, Council Mayor. My name is Ian Fleming. I live at 249 Reserve Place. I wanted to start off by thanking you for taking the housing crisis in our valley seriously and showing real leadership on that through both your words and your actions that you have done to the leadership on council to try and address this issue. I'm here today to urge you to continue to support the commissioners here in the council to support the passage of the HB 819, the funding coming into our community from our tax dollars that we send off to the state. This is an important motion, a movement towards better programs, and it's not a silver bullet, but it is a start towards more people being in homes, the working people of this valley especially. Your staff, police, fire, people that are professionals, this is the bill that is designed for those people to be able to afford that gap that is right now crunching people out of homes and preventing them from coming here and taking root in our valley and raising their family and being all over this valley. So I really urge you to support this, and I hope that everybody will support the money coming back to our community. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Any other comment on the line? Okay, we will move on to the first action item this evening, the first and only action item, which is Resolution 6236, Park Memorandum of Understanding with Bibler Legacy Foundation. This resolution considers this memorandum for a public park development project. Mr. Russell, presentation.
Yeah, Mayor and Council, just briefly, back in, I think, May, we received a presentation from representatives from the Bibler Foundation related to some work they were interested in doing on property at the west end of town, just off of Meridian, at the end really of the Parkline Trail. It corresponded with some property that we've been looking to acquire. In fact, we had a buy-sell on that parcel that was a remnant from the old rail line. We had that buy-sell underneath the West Side Urban Renewal Plan, which highlighted some potential need for additional parkland, open space, recreation opportunities in that area. So this is that parcel right there, that remnant parcel that we're looking at, and that we have the buy-sell on, looking to close by the end of February. Builders have these properties here, and they're looking to develop those into a park facility, and have been in discussions, and that presentation may incorporated all these parcels into a potential really destination park for that side of town. Received direction that night to continue to move forward with that. One of the things that we want to get in place is just a general memorandum of understanding as we start off, really to identify and have council's blessing at a higher level in terms of moving forward with that type of a public-private partnership. Really, it's a very vague, or I shouldn't say vague, but very general MOU, just outlining really that we're intending to work together. Builders intend at some point or to investigate potentially deeding those parcels over with a potential endowment for the maintenance of it. But again, nothing within that MOU dictates or demands either of those things occur, but really kind of want to have that as an action item before council tonight to kind of formalize that we are working together on that potential type of a project. So that's really what the MOU does, is it says, hey, both parties are going to continue to work together to bring it into fruition. Further details obviously would have to be worked out as they go through. But I anticipate that coming to fruition as we get further along within the development process. We obviously still need to take ownership of the parcel in red before we do anything with it, as we can't do anything with land that we do not own. But I know planning is continued on by their partners that they've been working with in architecture and landscape design, and anticipate that going forward throughout the year, and future updates being ready for council as next steps are taken. So with that, happy to answer any questions council may have. We do have representatives from the Builder Foundation here, and otherwise we'd recommend passage of the memorandum of understanding.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Russell. Any questions for staff? Any public comment related to Resolution 6236? Okay. Look to council for a motion. Mr. Hunter?
Thank you, Your Honor. I move we adopt Resolution 6236, a resolution authorizing the city manager to sign the memorandum of understanding with the Bibler Legacy Foundation for a public park development project.
Second.
How many do you have?
Second by acclamation, my God. We'll just pick one at random. We will pick Mr. Fisher because he worked on parks before. So.
Hunter Fisher.
Any discussion on the motion? Mr. Hunter?
Yeah, I just like to take this opportunity, as I've said before, to thank the Bibler Foundation, Carol and Jim, for just this incredible gift to the city and to the community, and really the vision for the project. We had the presentation previously. I went out to the public event out there and saw more of that, and the vision is just incredible. I think when we get this developed and incorporated as part of a public park, it's just going to be a tremendous addition to the city. So thank you for that. Really appreciate it.
Mr. Fisher?
I would echo all that. And then from my perspective, having the chance to work with Sam Bibler many years ago, I remember when he was buying picnic tables for us and benches, and what this family has done for this community, second to none. Just huge appreciation. Thank you, and cannot wait to make this progress forward.
Other comments? I think the only thing I'll say is I'm looking forward to this. You know, in Kalispell, we're often presented with big dreams, and we make it happen. And it's really nice to see that the, what I still call the core area, the vision that we brought together on that with the Conrad Park System on the far end. Well, now, hopefully, we move forward and we see it reflected with the Bibler family on the other end. So it's nice to have two families who have been so crucial to Kalispell with their names on two bookend parts of a major major improvements to the city and a legacy for our children and our children's children. So looking forward to working forward with this. Have a roll call vote.
Counselor Hunter,
Aye.
Counselor Nennally,
Aye.
Counselor Carlson,
Aye.
Counselor Graham,
Aye.
Counselor Dowd,
Aye.
Counselor Dahlman,
Aye.
Counselor Fisher,
Aye.
Mayor Johnson.
Aye, motion carries. Mr. Russell, City Manager report?
Yeah, Mayor and Council, just a couple things briefly. No work session next week we have a holiday midweek, likely have some people traveling, so council previously discussed that and decided it'd be best to not have a work session that week. Following Monday is the fifth Monday, so no meeting scheduled for then, so it'll be January before we reconvene. Work sessions in January, that first one probably have discussion on the lead line replacement and the funding for that. Had previous discussions with council and directed to come back with potential resolution related to that. Also at that meeting, we'll probably be looking at property maintenance code, how fire code could intertwine with that, and some potential changes for really just kind of a baseline, some property maintenance related to that. Following work session in January, we'll be looking at preliminary engineering report on potential further development on wells and our water system as we look range into the future as it relates to potential well replacements through our PFAS components through there. So have a big month of January ahead of us anyway for a couple big items. And last thing, did bring it up last week about National League of Cities in March. A discussion that Mark can't make it, and he's on the rotation this year, so asked council if they wanted to have someone else in his place, and had a little bit of discussion. Did talk to Carrie, she won't be able to go, so put it up to council if you want to look at sending another member. Right now, Jessica and Jed are signed up as part of the rotation, so I would leave it up to council if you want to identify a third party, and we can proceed with the registration and scheduling of that.
And when is that again?
March 9th through the 13th.
Okay.
Anyone jumping at it?
I'll look at my calendar.
It's not my
I'm
turn,
all-
but I would go if somebody wants, or nobody else
Oh,
wants to.
Sid, I see you raised your hand with a cough.
I did. Sorry about that. I look forward to any meeting I can have with our federal delegation. So if you guys want to send me, I'll be happy to go.
That's fine.
Okay,
I'll look at the calendar. I'll let you know.
okay.
So what do we got?
Sid?
I'll look to you. This is council's budget, so I'm,
You have Mr. Nunnally saying he'll look at his calendar.
Dude, yeah. You haven't been for a while.
Yeah.
Why don't you look at your calendar, Sid, and, or Sam, you and Sid then arm
Bob.
wrestle on it, and then we'll
Duke it out.
call it good.
If Sam has the opportunity to go, he's due. So I will let him go.
Yeah, I could probably do that.
You can do that? Okay.
Yeah.
Sam,
all right?
I'll
Okay.
confirm it for sure, but I should be able to go.
anything else, Mr. Russell?
That is all I have here. I'll hit that later.
Anything from council? Start
you.
with Mr. Dowd on Zoom. Anything
Thank you, Your Honor. The only thing I have is just an announcement to the general public that I have stepped down as the chair of the Montana Libertarian Party. So that is a hat that I will not have to guard up on the council dais anymore. And none of my views have changed, but I decided it was time to let somebody else lead.
Okay. A Christmas present to yourself, Mr. Dowd.
Yes, internal politics is awesome.
Mr. Fisher?
Again, if I can't say it enough, just another huge thank you to the Bibler family. Amazing what you all do. You've amazed me for years, and you continue to do so, and Merry Christmas to you all.
Mr. Hunter?
Yeah, I was just gonna say also happy holidays and happy new year. Everybody enjoy your time.
Anybody
I guess.
need to have
Yeah,
something?
Merry Christmas,
No?
everybody.
Go ahead,
So I
Mr.
just,
Nunley.
Mr. Russell, I have a question. I saw in a recent article that the Department of Revenue for the state of Montana found that they made a little over $1 billion error in new properties. That I just wanted to find out if that potentially could impact Kalispell taxpayers and if that could have helped with any of the tax rates that we've seen around here or the amount.
Yeah, so I don't know if any of the audit included properties within the city limits. It may or it may not have. If it does, and wherever those jurisdictions are, that they did not account for any new development, just as the report stated, that means that the benefit to existing property taxpayers was removed, and they're picking up what was not picked up through that new growth acknowledgement. So again, I don't know if any of that happened here within city limits, if they did not pick any of it up, but if they did, that is the same scenario where the existing taxpayers would be paying for things that we didn't have to. For example, we decreased our mills this year, and if any of this property was within the city limits, that's just additional mills that we could have lowered our property tax rate at. So, yes.
Okay. And then just a second thing, I also want to thank the Bibblers. It's amazing. Your family has done so much for our community for decades and generations, and I can't thank you enough for all that you've done. So thank you.
My turn. And I also would like to thank you. I love Bibler Gardens, to go and see the gardens, and just to have the park is tremendous. But I would also like to take this time to thank all the unsung heroes in our community, the volunteers who are doing bell ringing, serving meals, the Christmas angels, working for the Red Cross. We see volunteers all the time. So thank you, especially in this time of giving. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. We've got just a couple items. It's the end of the year. We all hear of Nostradamus, right? Predictions for 2025, et cetera. And I don't shy away from political issues, so I'm starting a new series called Markradamus, where we look forward to 2025 and what may happen from the posts on high, from DC to the state legislature on down. I've often commented, what I would love to see is what we originally had. And I think Mr. Dowd, you can confirm this, a triangle-shaped form of government. The smallest government at the top, the state level would be a little bigger, the county level would be a little bigger, and the biggest level that impacts people's lives would be the local level, where we have to sit in a room and look in their eyes and we cast tough votes. And I know as a council, we've cast some tough votes, especially in the last 12 months. So let's look at 2025. What might we see? We might actually see some of this. Some things start coming in from up top if the Trump administration does what they talk about doing. Well, let's say they're successful and we end up, with a diamond. I make the prediction that our state legislators won't let this opportunity die. Mm-hmm. They will take that diamond and go from a diamond shape to the fattest diamond they could ever make. Looking at some of the bills that are going to be introduced, it's going to be pretty interesting to see where these things go and if the governor signs them. Just give an example out of 2023. Mr. Fisher, you've commented many times about a property on the south side of Kalispell, heretofore named nameless, but we wish we could do something about it, and we know there's a conditional use permit on it, and we have talked. Upon renewal of the conditional use permit, maybe we can put some teeth in it and get some things done to clean up the property. Lo and behold, here we reveal a gift from the 2023 legislature. If you happen to live in a city with 5,000 or more residents, conditional use permits are no longer required for multifamily developments in commercial zones. So where we thought we might have an opportunity, we have none. By right, that conditional use permit, that use is just allowed. So once again, Helena decided we don't need to make decisions of what's best for our own community. We don't have the ability to control at our local level what may impact us. We have to live with what they hand down from, we're local control stops in Helena, the legislature. So that's just one of the things that we look at. Now I see, Mr. Fleming, you commented on 819. And I urge the commissioners, put it on your agenda. As I said, we've seen some things. As a council, we've made some tough decisions. Many people in the community don't like those decisions. Other people like them. With all the decisions we tend to make. I challenge the commissioners to put this on the agenda, look the people in the eye, and cast your vote how you should be casting your vote. We didn't elect you to avoid issues or to sit on the sidelines. And with that, I want to move on to one good topic. That's the end of my predictions. That's the end of my complaining. To turn back to what we consider the best that we see from people within communities. And I'm so glad that the Bibblers are here tonight with this MOU, because what it does is it gives me hope that we can still shape things at the local level and within our own communities to be what we want for our future generations. So irrespective of everything happening up high, we still have the ability to make change at the local level, and that gives me hope. And with that, I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, etc. And with that, we're